The story was nearly lost until someone whispered it to the flames. Pull up a log, take a seat, let the dark settle in. Because the fire remembers what the world forgets, and once it starts speaking, it doesn't stop. Some say the stories it remembers are just legends. Others say they happen exactly this way. But you'll have to decide for yourself. Welcome to Whispers by the Flames. There were 3 knocks at 3:03. People say if you hear 3 knocks in the middle of the night, don't answer. Some say it's death announcing itself. Others say it's a ghost imitating a human pattern to gain permission to enter. But no one ever told me what to do if the knocking starts when you're already alone in the house. I live in a quiet neighborhood, the kind where porch lights flicker on at dusk and stay on until morning. I rent a small house on the edge of town, a place that used to belong to an older woman who passed in the 70s. The house is creaky but charming. Hardwood floors, vintage windows, and one of those long, narrow hallways that always seem a little darker than they should be. 2 weeks ago, I was home alone. My partner was out of town visiting family, and I had the house to myself for the weekend. I wasn't worried. I actually liked the quiet. Until that first night, I woke up at 3:03 a.m., not to a sound, but to a feeling. You know that drop in your gut when you're standing on the edge of a stairwell and think you missed a step? It was like that, but worse. Like my brain had noticed something before my body had. Then the sound came. 3 knocks. Not on the front door. Not on the windows. On the bedroom wall. I live alone. That wall faces the backyard. There's nothing on the other side but grass and a broken fence. I froze, not even breathing. But I heard it again. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, deliberate, hollow. I turned on every light in the house. Checked the yard. Nothing. I convinced myself it was a pipe, a tree branch, a raccoon, something normal. The next night, I set an alarm for 2:55 a.m. I was awake when it happened. 3:03, on the dot, 3 knocks. Same wall, same rhythm, same silence before and after. This time, I walked straight outside and stared at the wall. The air was cold and still, not even a breeze. But when I turned back toward the door, I noticed something etched into the wood beneath the bedroom window. 3 tiny scratches, fresh. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Day 3, I set up my phone to record. No alarms, no paranoia, just cold evidence. At 3:03, the phone caught it. 3 knocks, clear as day, but that wasn't the worst part. In the audio, you can hear me snoring, then the knocks, then silence, and then a voice whispering barely above the static, "Let me in." I played that clip over and over. Same thing every time. I left the house that morning and booked a hotel. Spent the next 3 nights there. When I came back, everything was untouched, except for the bedroom mirror. Someone or something had wiped a clean circle in the dust, right where a face would be, and written underneath in tiny letters, "You locked the door." But I found a wall. I haven't slept there since. The landlord won't believe me. But last night at my new apartment, I woke up 3:03 a.m. and this time, the knock came from the inside of the closet. I let the wrong man into my house. I used to work late shifts at a 24-hour diner. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills. Most nights, I got home around 3:30 a.m. I'd come in, toss my apron on the kitchen counter, microwave something cheap and greasy, and crash by 4. I lived alone. No roommates, no pets. Just me in a quiet, 1-bedroom apartment at the edge of a college town. This started 6 months ago. I remember the first night vividly. I was dead tired, fumbling with my keys in the dark hallway outside my apartment when I heard footsteps. Not behind me, but ahead. Someone was walking toward my door, slow, unhurried, like they already knew which unit was mine. I looked up. There was a man standing at the end of the hallway. Middle-aged, thin, wearing a brown trench coat. Too warm for the season. He didn't speak. Just stood there under the flickering hallway light like he'd been waiting for me to come home. I muttered, "You good?" and opened my door. As soon as I turned the knob, I heard him shuffle forward, fast. I panicked and slammed the door behind me, double-locked it, heart racing. Then came the knock. Not loud, not frantic, just polite. 3 even taps on the door. I stood there frozen. Then he spoke calm, like we were friends. "I think you forgot something." I didn't answer. Didn't even breathe. Eventually, he left, or I thought he did. The next morning, I checked the peephole. No one, but taped to the door was a folded napkin, the kind we used at the diner. On the inside, my name written in ketchup. I thought maybe it was a prank, a customer messing with me, so I told my boss. He shrugged, said he didn't recognize the guy based on my description. I moved on. For a while, 2 weeks passed with nothing. Then one night, I came home and my apartment door was unlocked. Nothing was missing, nothing broken, just off. The bedroom light was on, I never leave it on. And my microwave had 33 seconds left on it, frozen mid-countdown. I didn't touch it. I just unplugged it and sat in my car until sunrise. Things escalated from there. Once, I found muddy footprints in the hallway. Another time, my shower curtain was drawn when I never close it. But the worst part, every time I came home, there was a faint smell. Like cigarette smoke and cheap aftershave. Like him, one night I came back to find the apartment ice cold. Windows shut, heat on, but cold, bone deep. On the wall above my bed, written in black marker, were the words, "You let me in." That was the breaking point. I moved across town. New place, new locks, new everything. 3 months went by. Nothing happened until this morning. I woke up, groggy and half blind without my glasses, walked into the kitchen, and there on the counter was a diner napkin. Same kind, same fold, same faint scent of smoke. Only this one had something new written on it. It's not about the place, it's about the invitation. And underneath it, in tiny blocky handwriting, "Thank you for letting me in." There was a door in my apartment that wasn't there yesterday. Before I get into this, let me make one thing clear. I've lived in this apartment for 5 years. I know every creaky floorboard, every drafty window, every paint chip and scratch. There was never a door at the end of my hallway. Until 3 days ago. It was a Thursday morning when I saw it. I was brushing my teeth, and when I leaned out of the bathroom to spit into the sink, I glanced down the hall, and there it was, closed, wooden, old, like it belonged in a Victorian mansion, not a 2-bedroom walk-up in the middle of the city. I stared at it for maybe a full minute, toothbrush in hand, foam dripping down my chin. Then I laughed, told myself I must be tired. I even walked down the hallway and knocked on it. It sounded solid, real, but when I tried the handle, it wouldn't budge. No keyhole. No hinges on my side. Just there. I texted my landlord, sent a picture. He replied 5 minutes later, "Stop messing with me. There's no door there." That night I had a dream, if you can call it that. More like a memory that wasn't mine. I was inside a narrow, pitch-black hallway. The kind where the walls are too close, and no matter how far you walk, you don't get anywhere. I wasn't alone. Something was behind me, breathing, following. I woke up drenched in sweat, lungs burning like I'd been running for miles. My hallway still had the door, but now it was slightly open, only by an inch or two, just enough to see total blackness inside. I slammed it shut, or tried to. It didn't move. It wasn't ajar, it just looked that way. Like the crack itself wasn't part of the door, but part of something else, like the wall was splitting open. That day, I didn't go to work. I stayed home, tried to ignore it, but every hour I could feel it getting whiter. Not visibly, just intuitively. The way you feel someone staring at you, even when your eyes are closed. Around 9 p.m., I placed a chair in front of it, sat there with a baseball bat. I don't know what I thought I'd do. Bash a ghost. At exactly 3 o'clock a.m., I heard it. Knock, knock, knock. I didn't move. Then a voice, but not from the hallway. From inside the door. "You're the one who sees it." "That means it's yours," I screamed. Threw open the front door. Ran into the street in nothing but my sweats. My downstairs neighbor found me shaking, barefoot, sitting on the curb. He walked me back up. I braced myself to see it again, but when we entered the apartment, the hallway was normal. "No door," I cried. I almost kissed him out of relief. But when I closed my bedroom door later that night, I noticed something on the wall behind it. A long, vertical crack I'd never seen before. Almost like the paint was peeling in the shape of a door frame. And written faintly beside it, as if pressed from the other side, "You didn't open it, but it's still yours." I haven't slept in 2 nights. I moved out this morning. Didn't take anything with me. But just now, as I'm writing this from a friend's guest room, I saw something in the corner. On the wall. Just a hairline fracture, running straight down the plaster. Like the beginning of a door. Some knocks are polite. Some are warnings. And some are promises you listened tonight. You heard them knock from the walls, the closets, the cracks in places you thought were solid. And if your home feels just a little quieter now, it's only because something is listening from the other side. The fire remembers every knock, every whisper, every story too heavy to carry alone. And now that you've heard them, they know where you are too. If the flames spoke to you tonight, leave a comment. Let it know you were here by liking the video. And if you want to hear what the fire remembers next, click the video on the screen. Subscribe to take your place by the fire before it fades.